8 years after my master died, another teacher came into a big hall, and the moment he walked in the hall, I found myself as the universe, every particle in it being love. And now there was a chance of really getting free from the mind completely.
Is the desire for freedom important?
Only if you want to get free.
Did you always have this desire?
Yes. Yes, I've always had the desire to be free. And to that end, I got myself into a lot of trouble.
Your definition of freedom, how did that evolve throughout your life?
Well, it involved in beginning getting free from school. Because to me, school was like prison, because I was in boarding school. So freedom was about not going to school anymore. And it was wonderful to not go to school anymore. I felt so free. I celebrated for about 10 years after I left. But my ideas of freedom changed. It took me quite a while to realize that I was a prisoner of my own mind. And the bars of that prison were made of fear. And that is when I decided to get out of prison, get out of my mind, stop living as an I, and find truth as self. And to that end, I tried everything that you possibly could, and eventually gave up. But on the way to giving up, I practiced a lot of things. I practiced meditation, I practiced openness, I practiced taking my mind apart, I practiced self-inquiry, I practiced witnessing the mind. And then, 8 years after my master died, Osho died, another teacher came into a room, into a big hall, and the moment he walked in the hall, I found myself as the universe, every particle in it being love. And now there was a chance of really getting free from the mind completely. And so I spent the next year going to every satsang I could, going to all the retreats that I could, being as close to my awake teachers as I possibly could. And after a year, after one retreat that had lasted 2 weeks, Vishrant was gone. And there was nothing but the universe. There was nothing but one. Everything is one. And it's been like that now for 26 years. They say gate, gate, paragate, gone, gone, gone beyond. Well, that's what enlightenment is, gone beyond the mind. Not living as or existing as a mind anymore, but existing as beingness, which is what we all are. It's just that most people aren't realizing that in the moment. Most people think there is somebody that's been somewhere, that's going somewhere. And that's just not true. We're not the mind, we're not the body. We are pure beingness. Always have been, cannot be anything other than.
Do you have any suggestions on how people can cultivate more of the desire for liberation?
Yeah, they can suffer more. Suffering brings about quite a strong desire for freedom. If you realise that you're the one that's creating the suffering and that there is another possibility. And so I got introduced to that possibility by Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh 41 years ago. And I became a sannyasin because I was pretty keen. That meant in my day taking off my three-piece suit and putting on orange clothes and wearing a mala with a picture of my guru on the end, which was quite a shock to all my friends, to my family, to my staff. They hated it. But I was pretty keen.
Why did someone in your position at the peak of their success in business turn towards the pursuit of spiritual enlightenment?
Oh, I climbed the mountain of success in business, got to the top, found out there was nothing there. We're promised that, you know, if you become successful and you get money and properties and cars and whatever, houses, whatever else, that this is going to make you happy. Nah. As long as you're resisting life, as long as you're not accepting life as exactly as it is, you're going to be unhappy because your resistance is going to cause misery for yourself. And so I worked out that the mountain I'd climbed was a waste of my life. 33 years of my life, actually, wasted climbing the mountain of success in business, only to get to the top and find out there's nothing there.
Do you desire anything for the future at all?
Not really. I live in the now mostly. I like reality a lot. I don't like dream at all. And any thoughts about the future is dream. It's not real, it's just imagination. The same as any thoughts about the past is imagination, not real. I love reality. I love the now.
How did you deal with doubt on your own path?
I've never been one to support doubt. Not my cup of tea. It's a failure pattern. One of the first things I got into when I was a teenager was eliminating limiting belief systems. And most doubts are limiting belief systems. But then again, most beliefs are bullshit. So I had to start undoing all these belief systems that I'd been programmed with from my parents and my schooling because they were just rubbish. But I had a lot of faith in myself for some reason, and I don't really know why. I think it could have been because I accepted myself exactly as I was, and I had done for a lot of years. Because I got into self-acceptance when I was a young person, about 11 or 12. And so I liked me. I became my own best friend. Life isn't too bad when you are your own best friend. It only gets bad when you don't like yourself. So I see self-acceptance as the foundation to higher consciousness. It's the beginning, and it's a must.
Why do you think most seekers run away when they start finding the truth?
It becomes uncomfortable when you start undoing yourself. When you start looking for truth, it becomes uncomfortable. People think it's going to be easy. They think it's like going to the pharmacy and buying something for a cold, but it's not like that. You can't, it's not like that. You actually have to undo the mind, because a lot of the mind is in the way of the perception of love. It's in the way of the perception of truth. And so it has to be dealt with. And it's an undoing process, and that can be what's called the dark night of the soul, which can be pretty intense. But it's worthwhile going through it, otherwise you just run away from what's inside of yourself for the rest of your life. I didn't like the idea of running away from anything. I got into healing the wounds of my heart when I was about 20, because I could see that I could be manipulated by my own wounding. So I was quite keen to heal the wounds of my heart. And that began the journey, the dark night of the soul.
Is there any danger in becoming attached to a master?
Darth Sidious, you mean? You'd have to ask Darth Vader that one. Anything else?
Thank you.